Recording will start soon. All right. So, hi, David. I'm here with David Mansanares, and we're doing a little bit different situation with Meet Your Neighbor. So, David, I wrangled him into chatting with me a little bit today and telling me a little bit about his start so that we can have some cheap entertainment for Region 4. So, David, tell me first, how did you get your start with CDOT?
Well, I first had to get on with CDOT. Got on in 2007. And I went all the way up to Glenwood Springs. So we're from Denver, but I got hired on in Glenwood, and so that was Region 3 in 2007. So.
And then, at what point did you transition over here to Region 4?
So I kind of jumped around a lot until I found my place at home here in Region 4, John area. First, I transferred to Region 6 when it was Region 6. Spent a couple of years there. Got from Glenwood Springs and went to Region 6 and had to deal with all the traffic and the change. And then I promoted to Region 1 and then stayed there for a while and then got to Region 4. So.
Oh, cool.
13 years, yeah.
13 years. And so you are a TM3 in the John area?
Yes, correct, yeah.
That's awesome. What's really different? What's different about just, from that 13 years that you started, what do you guys do really different? What's kind of some of the highlights that are different?
I guess one thing that I think is a positive thing is the safety. Coming from the 13 years, I could see safety progressing to being really the focal point as far as maintenance, even safety over production, which as a maintenance worker out in the field is really nice to see that it's not just something we say, it's something that we actually preach on every level. The TM1s, TM2s, TM3s, ops, we all take it very serious. So to see that being a priority is a good change. And then I would also say, I guess, data, and I don't know if it's a progression of TM1 to TM3, but I've noticed too over the years how more important data is. Snow operations, MDSS, watching it evolve to actually seeing some different data from what we're applying. Seeing it on the road, seeing it from the computer to actually on the road to actual dollars. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Hopefully you thought of a nice, funny story for us, but what's something that maybe is a fun memory or just something, through the years, that fun story that you want to share with us, or something that's sort of a favorite thing about CDOT?
Yeah, so combing through all the stories that I want to share, one would be definitely when I first started. I think it has a lot of stuff has a lot more impressions on you when you first start out. But one that came to mind was rock busting in Glenwood Canyon. It looked really fun to be able to get on the rock and start drilling. So of course I volunteered to do that, and everybody was more than willing to let me use the hammer drill, the air drill, and I kind of figured out after a couple minutes of why they were more than willing for me to use that 90-pound drill. So it's a lot of work drilling through, and then if you volunteer for it, you can't just say, okay, that was fun. 10 minutes later, no, it's yours. So. But it was a fun lesson to learn, seeing actually drilling through the rock and then putting the charges in and cracking them and seeing a huge rock that on the highway that you think to yourself, well, how the heck are we going to get this out of there? And us being in charge of it from the major damage it's caused to it's stopping all traffic to where you actually have a role in opening up that highway. That was a pretty good overall lesson and fond memory I had.
Yeah, and you probably were not so quick to volunteer again, right?
Yeah, I was real careful. Yeah, wait till everyone else raises their hand and then you start. Yeah.
Well, as we were going through this crazy time, and we were just chatting about this before we started the recording, as I had to go put my dog out because you could hear him barking in the background. But you have a message for Region 4, or even anyone in the John area, or just people you'd like to send a message to during this crazy time? I think everybody's going through their own challenges right now, and so I think, and that's part of the reason why we're doing these Meet Your Neighbor, is just to be able to send some, messages to folks out there that I think for me anyway, it always makes me feel like I'm not the only one. And I guess misery loves company. I don't know. But so any messages for Region 4 out there?
Yeah, you touched on it, people, and just my time with CDOT, particularly people is huge. We're an organization that rely on each other, especially maintenance. We rely on each other, and just the overall attitude of Region 4 particularly is what I like. So people is what you touched on. I think it's important that on every level that you're at, you have a positive attitude. Positive attitudes, I've always had a positive disposition, and I think that that's really what gets you through these times. So, and again, on every level, I think we all have an opportunity, TM1s, 2s, 3s, engineers, to speak positively, one, about the organization, and realize what we do here. It's not just moving, goods and stuff. We become a family, and I think relying on each other, and when people are down, having a positive message to get them through, I think is important.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and thank you for saying that too, because I think one of these things that's a little different is that with a lot of us working from home, sometimes we feel a little bit not as connected to you guys because maybe we don't just see you walking through headquarters or through a residency or patrol or wherever. So I think I agree, being positive is important, and sometimes just picking up the phone and checking on somebody and seeing how they're doing. So, but thank you for all you do. You guys do a lot, and I know probably your processes have changed a little through all of this, but the one thing that hasn't changed is you guys are you're always consistent, you're always very hardworking, and so we really appreciate all that you do.
And I, to touch on that too, thank you. And just so you guys know out there that's at home and stuff like that, we're all interconnected. Maintenance isn't what it is without support and, engineering and the head office. So we're all one big giant family, and it's, you're at home, we're still out here, but you're not forgotten. We're all one big giant family. So it's all interconnected.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, David. And just one little plug is open enrollment. Make sure everybody's getting enrolled out there. And for other benefits and insurance, and if you need any help, you can give me a ring or anybody in civil rights. So thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay.